Hey everybody, what is going on? Simply incredible disc golf. It is our first episode of the season of No, it's not. I butchered it already, Zach. Butchered it already. Disc
Exactly.
golf chat episode 1. That's what I was trying to say. Look, I had it on the TV. I was watching it.
Oh my gosh.
Zach from Inchain's Disc Golf. What is going on?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. I'm ready to do some podcasting.
Is this your first time doing a podcast or live stream?
Everybody tells me I need to, but definitely not my first live stream. I've done plenty of that, but this is my first podcast. Yes.
Yeah, I love doing them. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And one thing I do like about it, it's live, so there's no editing.
Exactly. There you go. It saves a little bit of time, a little bit of patience.
Yeah. So where do we start? Okay, the first thing I do want to start with is last week I entered my first sanctioned event, and this guy right over here was right there with me, helping me out. So the jitters, I really didn't have any. I mean, it just felt like a round with my friends, which it really was.
Yeah, it really was.
So that was a lot of fun. Thank you for helping me get through that one.
Yeah, easy peasy. Now I need all y'all to coax them into doing it again this weekend. It's gonna be an every week thing. Here we go.
I'm not playing that course. Yeah, Elk Creek. Oh gosh, we played that the other day, and I was like, "Where's the line? Where's the line?"
Yeah, it's definitely a little finicky, but those locals will show you how to do it probably.
Yeah. I to be 100% honest, I still haven't 100% discounted going to play.
Ooh,
So it may happen.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that?
So anyway, the first round, gosh, I really think give me a couple of rounds under my belt on that course, I'm going to shoot a lot better.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think. I mean, you were already pretty legit, honestly, for never playing the course before.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, rating 616. So I officially have a rating. So there you go. On that video the other day, I said you were 900 and I'm about 500, so I was a little off on that.
Yeah, there you go. It's like 10, it's like 8 strokes. So that's better. So
that's a lot of fun. It's definitely fun being out there with the community. A lot of good guys out there, guys and girls playing. So that's awesome.
Yep.
All right. What do you got coming up, by the way?
Coming up right now, we're just we're focusing on the winter singles league with Hova in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're gonna be looking for some tournaments pretty soon. Right now, all of the ones that I want to do are pretty far away, so either I need to find somebody who wants to go and do some carpooling, or maybe just focus on the YouTube channel, which has been going pretty well. So maybe just stick on that.
Yeah, if you don't know, Inchain Disc Golf, there is a link down below. Go check out my buddy, because we've been doing some commentaries, which we're going to do more of those. Mm-hmm. Just things haven't connected. We'll get back together on, but we're definitely going to do more of those.
Exactly.
Some more on course content, which is a lot of fun to do.
Yep. Maybe getting Daryl throwing over 300 feet in the next 3 months. Watch. That's a goal.
Yeah, I got an outside shot at doing it left-handed before right-handed.
Yeah, you might be right. Just because of the risk of the bicep, I think would be the main reason there.
Yeah, so. Or the hip replacement on the right side.
Yeah, exactly.
That right there. I mean, I really do think that makes it tough to pivot, but yeah. I got plenty more excuses. All right, let's go back through the 2022 season. So many great things happened last year. I mean, we had a full year of actual disc golf after the previous 2 years of that dreaded disease out there.
Exactly.
So, what were your highlights of the 2022 season?
Well, I began playing disc golf, so that's cool. I won my first tournament. That was good. Farmageddon, and it was Gladys or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of somewhat close traveling for tournaments, but I shot a 984 round,
Nice.
and yeah, just basically, just felt better about my play. Which I can't say I felt better because I didn't really have anything to gauge it on the year before. But I think we did some work. We started our YouTube channel, and yeah, we're definitely ready for the next season. So I think the biggest highlight was knowing that next year is going to be an even bigger step forward.
Yep. Now, for me, it's like just personally, my personal game. I definitely feel like I was doing a lot better until I tore a ruptured tendon in my bicep, which it's gonna take me a little while to get back to where I was, but I feel like that's on the way. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking now more along the lines of the PDGA. Like for me, watching Kristen Tatar come over and just thoroughly dominate the FPO. I've never seen any. I assume it's happened where someone's played an entire year and never finished outside the top three.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
It's like that's just incredible.
Like you probably like Paul or Ricky or somebody. I'm not sure if in the FPO maybe
Only
Paige.
person I would think it was maybe Paige or go way back to Elaine King or
I actually think Katrina Allen had a really good run at one point.
she may have, yeah.
Yeah.
Corver back in the day, Des Redding back in the day.
Yep.
I mean, somebody like that, but I Paige maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was a run where Paige and Katrina were in the top two every single week. It seemed like.
But yeah, there is obviously I haven't watched too much because I haven't been around long enough, but it's kind of nice to be able to experience that fresh in such a growing community at the moment.
Hand pink waving.
I don't know to this. Say hi to our viewers. We got 3 of them right now. Thank you guys for stepping in and checking out, guys. Hope you decide to stick around. Maybe give us some questions. We love answering questions. So that'd be nice.
On the men's side, it was good to see Paul. It seemed like toward the end of the year, Paul Macbeth kind of came back and was starting to kind of find his groove a little bit. It seemed like he struggled a lot during the regular season. Gannon Burr really took a big step forward this year. This past year now.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid, what is he, 19, 18?
18. Yeah, he wasn't when he almost won Las Vegas, he wasn't even an adult yet. So
yeah.
That was insane.
And it's just he's got so much potential.
Yep.
To me, it's one of those, as long as he keeps his head on straight, that kid is the future.
Yeah, he definitely I mean, obviously being a younger player has a little bit of issues with his mental game, I think there. But all the fundamentals are there. All the strengths are there that he needs. He's just got to, find that little bit of extra, pep in his mental game. And I think he's found that alongside like Alden and people like that who are going to be there, be a little bit more experienced and give him a little bit more structure on that side of the things. So,
yeah, that's who I was going to mention. He's with Alden Harris a lot, and I think that young man, I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Gavin Babcock is with them a lot as well.
Yeah,
I think. And I know some of their videos I've seen their crew and like that. I think they're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Speaking of Gavin Babcock, he went over to Discmania.
Oh yes.
So that's pretty there.
Wow. We'll jump right into this. Some of the team changes in the offseason. Where was Gavin before that? Do we know?
I think he was with Castaplas.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I didn't write down where they came from. I just wrote down where some of them went to. And it's like Discraft just added a ton of people. Like Anthony Barola, Paige Shue, which I just saw a video of her where she said after she finished her graduation, her college graduation, she had a baby, she's married, and now she's coming back for a full year. And I'm psyched about that. So I'm very happy she's coming back.
Right.
Valerie Mondahano.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking Mason signed with him, but Mason did not. on Holland Hanley
Yes. Yep.
of the Holland Trolls.
Still not someone I've watched too much of, but looking forward to seeing that, especially after you mentioned some of her highlights a couple days ago.
And let's see who else moved around. Because I
Uh,
know last year I was kind of expecting some big things, from some of the players. I figured it would take a little while for them to get really used to the new plastics that they were going to be throwing. It seemed like Katrina Allen is one last year that at the beginning of the season, she seemed to be playing really well. Then as the season went on, it's like her game just kind of fell apart with the DGA.
yeah. Yep.
So I don't know what to think when people change plastic. I really don't.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you're just like, I mean, there can't be too much difference, but like I've switched over from Discraft to Innova recently, and it's just
Mhm.
like the plastic difference just feels so much more grippy that like I'm just
Yep.
gaining more power, but at the same time I'm also like grip locking everything. So it's it's got to be something, but I think at the level they're at, it's just it can't be as prominent as you actually think it probably does in their play. I think the issue would be finding discs that are within their range of how they like their disc beaten. But
Mhm.
there's always like fans that'll send in disc and things. So,
Yeah, and there's that other guy that moved from Discmania. What was his name?
God,
Huh.
yeah, just so forgettable. I can't remember.
Simon
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Simon Lazat. I've
Yep.
heard he's been getting a lot of negative feedback from fans.
What?
And my thought is, hold on a second. Someone's going to pay you a lot of money. Now, this isn't like baseball, football, basketball. When you go to a different team, you got to pick up your family and everything and move somewhere else. In disc golf, you're still staying at the same house. All you're
Yep.
doing is getting a bigger check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come
So,
on, sign
well,
me up.
on top of that, the guy literally lives directly next to, uh, what you call it, Maple Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Maple
mean
Hill.
it's the man's favorite course, and
Yeah,
it's owned by MVP. So like, what do you really expect? Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you
And
can't.
I was just like, yes, you do it.
Plus, he got the new Eclipse Hex with the axolotl on it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
of course he's gonna do it, man. That's a cool stamp. It's like he's already getting the signature disc off the bat. Um, just there's a lot there offered, and again, maybe the mental reset, like he was saying, like the being able to experience something new and not just he's been with this mania for many years, even
Mm-hmm.
through his like childhood and things. I mean, he didn't really get to experience the whole fighting for better sponsorships, and now he gets to do his thing and really hopefully pick up and do what he did with Discmania and do it with MVP. Speaking of that, I have the same hat. I have the same hat he's been wearing.
You stole his hat?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've
Nice.
always had this hat, so it's kind of cool that he's wearing it now. So now I can feel
Well,
cool.
I mean, he's seen the videos.
And the only MVP disc I throw is a Nomad, so it's kind of disrespectful, I guess. But I bought your hat, guys, so I feel good about that.
Um,
But
I don't know. I'm really excited to see what he does this year. I posted on the community chat. I was like, "How many wins do you think he'll get this year? 5 or more, 3 or 4, 1 or 2, or 0?"
I think if he within the first few of the season, I think if he picks a win up, I think he'll do exactly like he did with OTB, and he'll just collapse and start destroying everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think 5 is well within his reach. Um, Again, I think it's more of a tempo thing. I think Simon's one of those players that sometimes sometimes plays for the crowd once he gets down and kind of counts himself out. But when he doesn't do that, like he did at MVP Open, he
Mm-hmm.
can come back and win. So maybe he'll focus a little bit more on really playing the game and not being as much of a personality. But we also love him for his personality. So
Yeah.
he's got to kind of find that middle ground.
I'm just anxious to see the Simon lines with MVP. That should be fun.
Exactly.
I picked one or two just because I think it's going to take him a while to actually really get comfortable with the new plastics that he's going to be having.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would also assume that before he made that decision, he had been throwing them.
Yeah, well, even in the video, I know some people saw this and even posted it in our channel. He had a disc that was, I forgot what it was, but it was an MVP disc in his bag. I mean, in his back of his car during his last day throwing Discmania video.
Yeah,
So
wasn't it there right as he was putting the bag back in
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
trunk? Yeah.
So we're assuming that he's already had a little bit of throw in there.
Mm-hmm. So that should be fun. Thomas Gilbert went to Thought Space.
Yeah, definitely a good manufacturer to like switch to. Their stamps are sick and the plastic's pretty clean too. So
And from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, if you even know, but I thought I read ThoughtSpace allows their players to use half their discs and half of an open bag, whatever they want to use.
I'm not sure about the specifics, but I feel like that would make a lot of sense because they don't have the strongest lineup.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a lot of really beautiful discs, but definitely there's some holes that need to be filled there. I think. Plus, I think that probably will change in the next few years, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just more comfortable to have people doing that.
See, I didn't even know anything about them coming into it. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, someone else also signed with them. I can't remember who, but might have been Maria Oliva. No, maybe I'm not sure. See, Nico has where's he at now? Lone Star now.
Yes, Nico's at Lone Star.
I am looking forward to his return. That's
Yep.
going to be awesome.
23 days left until his ban is up. So,
Yeah. So that going to be the whatchamacallit at the beginning of the year? Or is he going to be not the All Stars, but the first event right after that?
I'm pretty sure they definitely they ended up, I remember they ended up moving it where he was only going to miss like one event. So I think he's only going to be missing one event, and then he'll be back and doing his thing. So
That's right. We get one person in here and they are talking to filthy.
Unfortunately, that was my brother. So
well, I have now blocked him. I'm sorry. I've now blocked him.
Later, dude.
I'm sorry.
If you come in there talking like that, it's gonna happen.
Nope, I don't allow such things. Lisa Fakis signed with Lone Star also. Mason Ford with Mint Discs.
Yep.
Emerson signed with Lone Star also.
Yep. Well, that one kind of made sense. The man lives in Texas. I see that. I know that. What's his face? Chandler Kramer also went over to Lone Star, and they've been pushing a lot of his
the channel,
his social media. So.
And the one other one that this will make complete sense to me is Austin Hammond signed with DGA.
Yeah.
Because Katrina is with DGA. Makes perfect sense there.
Are they together? Did I not know that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They've been together for a while.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm not on the whole relationship thing yet.
That's just in.
Oh, here's some really questionable ones that I didn't expect. Nate Sexton, Jeremy Colling, and Paul Euler all got extensions with their manufacturers.
Yeah, the first two so with Innova and the last one with
Discraft. Yeah,
Discraft.
Super surprising there. Would have never expected that one. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's see. That's pretty much all the big names.
One thing that when I was looking up contracts, I saw this. Paige Pierce signed a 4-year contract at the end of 2019. So it's for 2020, 21, 22, and 23. I wonder if she has re-signed or got an extension, or is this going to be a contract year for Paige?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's plenty of Discraft players that went over to other companies and have done well. Haley King being one of those. That she left and went over to Innova last year, and she's selling some disc right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's popping off. I'm
Because Paige actually came from Dynamic Disc before Discraft.
yeah. I just don't know who could really fill that slot of Paige Pierce. I mean, Paige Shoe. Don't say anything against her. She's still a really good player, a great disc golfer.
Yeah.
Maybe not elite distance, but she can definitely play some shots.
Missy Gannon.
Yeah, Missy Gannon. Yep.
Because Gannon she's been with them for a couple years now.
Yeah.
I think it's been a couple years. I know she's still with them. I don't know if anybody outside of that's already with this craft could fill that space, because to me that is, I know she's getting a little bit older. When I say older, she's still a wee baby compared to me. but when I watch her play, she's still, if not in the top 2, then top 3, 4 at the worst. She's going to finish top. Just about top 3 every week practically.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and again she'll hit a rough spot, but I mean everybody does except for Kristen Tatar.
Yeah, and speaking of rough spots, Kona Panis not having the strongest year last year.
Kona actually came out. I don't know if you heard this. First off, she just got married. Congratulations on that. But she also came out and said she had some lymph nodes that may be cancerous. She posted that on her Instagram account the other day. I'm not breaking news.
She
posted
not feel bad for mentioning anything. Thanks, Daryl.
Hey. But she has been really posting a lot of stuff on her IG account, and love watching her play. I think she's a phenomenal player. Just wish her the best. So hopefully it's nothing, but we shall see. We shall see.
Ooh.
Okay.
Robert Burge went to Lone Star too. Robert Burge went to Lone Star too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right. Sorry.
No. The one contract, I'm very curious as to what goes on with this one contract. It's a 5-year deal with Neptune Discs.
Ooh.
For Natalie Ryan.
Yeah. What's happening there, right? So this is a good segue for us, I think, because I know we wanted to talk about this within the PDGA rules.
I don't even know where this even goes.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? So she's definitely been on her hormone replacement therapy. I'm assuming for an extended period of time. Based on what the rules say, as long as she's under 10 nanomoles of testosterone within her body within 12 months prior with at least 3 blood tests, she's fine. And if she ever goes above that, then she's disqualified from being able to participate in sanctioned events within the female division. But I think at this point it shouldn't be a problem. I think it does still come down to politics and your own morals, I guess, when it comes to that. But
okay, I think they changed the rule to you had to start your transition prior to turning to puberty, and I think that applies to everybody. If that is true, then that means it applies to her as well. So she would still not be eligible. And I was talking to one of my friends today, and I was like, let's just be honest about it. This rule is only there because Natalie Ryan played really well last year. If she hadn't played well, they wouldn't have cared. No disrespect to any of the other transgender players. For example, Chloe Alice.
Yep.
who comes out and really says, I take my pills sometimes I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
And she still finishes 50th in a women's division.
Yep.
So, I mean, let's just call it what it is. It is the Natalie Ryan rule.
Pretty much. I think we're definitely entering an era within disc golf where there will be more than just Natalie Ryan and Chloe. Obviously, there's more that we don't know. I mean, at least off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't know how political we want to get, but I think there's a lot to be said about a lot of it. And yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I don't understand how to articulate it well enough to put it into actual writing so we can have some policies on it. But I think the way they're approaching it now is kind of almost like halfway. I mean, like they're really not attacking it in any way. It seems like they're almost attacking it in just a way to defend themselves to a certain extent, which I get that. I mean, it's a big company. They got to look out for themselves to a certain extent, but also some of their players, maybe more than others, unfortunately for Natalie. But I think within the next couple of years, we'll actually have a real understandable process behind it, though.
It was one of the things that I don't understand is how would they test for this? Because I don't think that because me and one of my friends were talking, and as far as I know, I don't think they need to have a physical or anything to be eligible to play. So if the player themselves don't actually come out and say, "Oh, I'm transgender," I mean, is there any way to even test them to begin with?
Yeah. So basically, what I'm reading is it's almost they're saying it like they're expecting you to have all this information submitted before you ever participate in a PDGA event. I think that's kind of disingenuous because there's plenty of players who what if there's a transgender athlete that comes out of nowhere? Hey, I like disc golf, my first 3 months and I want to go, do a tournament or something. You know what I mean? And they don't have the blood test to back all that up. It's kind of a problem, and it's a little bit stifling, I guess, in some areas of growth. But yeah, I mean, again, it seems like it's strict and not strict at the same time, because if they want to be as strict and make it more scientific with this certain amount of like this certain amount of testosterone, then why are they not doing the same thing with allowing people like proving that you're like a biological male or biological female or whatever needs to be done there? It just seems like they're kind of almost taking the quick route almost. But
one of the things that I did learn over the course of this, because I kept hearing, well, if she's not allowed to play in the FPO, she has no place to play. And I learned in the course of this that MPO actually means mixed professional open. I thought it meant male or men's.
Yep.
I assume it meant male since the other one was female.
Yeah.
I always assumed that, but so I'm like, well, I mean, technically, you have a place to play.
Exactly.
No one's saying you're not allowed to play in the MPO.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is that I know within some of their actual definitions on the amount of testosterone you have in your body, it sometimes can even push, like there's some women that will like biological women that have never been on any type of testosterone or any kind of whatever it is, and that could easily, they could still break that and not be able to play in a women's division, even though they've always been a woman. So obviously that would be super rare. Like you're talking about 0.001% of players, but
yeah,
obviously, it's a beginning, it's a start, especially with the the state of the country and the way we're trying to figure all this out in the first place. I think it's just something we gotta work through and figure it out.
It's going to be interesting to see where this goes, especially next month when the first tournament comes around. what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Is I know that Natalie's already been talking about lawsuits and everything, which I mean, I can't blame her.
Yeah.
Can't blame her. You know, she wants to play and make a living. And you know, she can't play on the men's division because she will not make a living there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's possible for her to ever place within cash. I think during an actual high level or silver series or major or
Mhm.
anything like that. So,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I guess maybe you could almost play politics with like Neptune. Like maybe it's more of a publicity stunt more than anything. But I mean, it's an extension, so they were backing her well before any of this became a
Mhm.
problem. Before any of this became a problem or anything. So
Mhm.
hopefully, it's just support there,
Yeah.
and hopefully you again like it's just one of those things where we got to sit back and see how it goes.
I know Chloe Alice already said, if I can't play in the FPO, I'm done. And basically took her bag and went home. I mean,
Yeah,
and again, no disrespect to her at all, but she wasn't competing with the top tier women anyway. So, you know, and again, I really feel bad for Natalie because she was taking all of her medicines. She's had reports and everything coming, doctors reports and everything coming and showing everything she's been doing. I'm okay with that, and I know a lot of people like my friend I talked to today. He was 100% glad that she was not going to be allowed to play on the women's tour. 100%, and I'm like, you know, I get that too. I get that. So,
yeah.
but
I'm of the belief where I want everybody to be able to do what they want, and I
mhm,
understand. But I'm also a father of two girls that I want to grow up playing disc golf, and
mhm,
I think within a lot of sports, obviously we're gonna get a little political here, guys. So a little bit of a trigger warning for you. Sometimes men and women are different. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I wanted to be a woman and I wanted to go on hormone therapy for the next 12 months, I still have all the bone density. I still have all the. I'm gonna still have majority of the musculature that I need to actually have some of this elastic movements that I need to play disc golf. I'm gonna. It's just it's completely different anatomies, man. We're all humans, and we should all still care about each other's feelings. I understand that, but at the same time, I've been playing for a year and I can almost throw 500 feet. I mean, that's pushing some of the top tier women right there. That's just it's not fair, and it's very disingenuous to women, natural born biological women to to not think that it's not a thing. There's definitely an issue there, not an issue, but definitely a difference.
yeah,
I'm not saying that Natalie doesn't have talent, dude. You watch her throw. I was watching when I think she won the MVP, right? MVP
I think it
Open.
was MVP. Yeah,
Dude, the last hole crushed it. It was 120 feet past any other player, and
mm-hmm,
like Kristen threw like one of the most dime piece shots I've ever seen in my life,
mm-hmm,
and Natalie's just like gone, thrown right across it. But then you got people like Evelina that are completely matching Natalie's distance. So obviously,
Evelina and Henna, they can
yeah,
bomb. Then you look at Ella Hansen. She's
yep.
another one that can just
Oh, dude, yeah, Ella's crush girl, yeah, for sure.
and so it's I don't know.
But
Because when I saw some of the reports, they so many times I saw male dominating female disc golf. I was like, Kristen is not a male.
yeah,
Because when you read that headline, if you're in disc golf, you think, wait, Kristen is not a male.
yep,
Because she dominated. Natalie, had a couple good tournaments,
yep.
but you know, you know. I'm interested to see where this whole thing goes, how they do anything with it, any enforcement of these rules, because they have a lot of rules they really pay no attention to anyway.
Exactly.
Speaking of that,
Oh.
rules. There's so many rules, and sometimes I'm not a fan of having too many rules for such really a simple game. But there's one thing that if I could change about disc golf on the pro level, not on an amateur level, because I don't think you ever see this on an amateur level is caddies. I hate the fact that sometimes you'll see somebody with 2 or 3 people walking with them in a group. I'm like, no. If you're watching golf, you see Tiger Woods. He's got the one guy with him walking, and he's got the official outfit on. You know that's the caddy.
Yeah.
And I really do think they need to, as the game keeps growing, keeps getting bigger, you need to say before the tournament starts, this is my caddy. And I really do think they should like wear a bib or something with the player's number or name on it. So that way, you know, this is that person's caddy for the 4 rounds. That person has to be there with them the whole time. Or you can say, you know what, I don't want a caddy, and you're out there on your own. That's fine.
Right.
I don't know what you think about that. That might, a lot of people might go, well, that's just ridiculous.
Well, I think honestly, I think that is pretty much how they handle it. If you look at majors, they do have like their own little like vest on and everything with players' names on it. I think there definitely should be a separation of what's gallery and what's caddy, because you're every player's loaded a lot of one caddy. You know what I mean? And I think having a very close gallery like that hurts some players, because some players like to be on their own, and do their stuff, and you know, some people like myself, like I rather like if I could have like everybody that I care about and like supports me like behind me the whole time I'm throwing and playing well, then I would love that. But at the same time, that's disingenuous to the other players in the card. And you know, if here's my thing, so if they do something like that, then the player should also be completely accountable for what happens within the people in their close gallery, because you know, if one of those people are talking, you can't call a courtesy violation on someone who's not within your card. So, you know, what happens if they ruin a complete shot of yours and you can't do anything about it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, because the thing that made me think about this is 2 instances. Well, with this one group, it happens a lot where one person is playing, and then when one person finishes, they run over and get with the another person that's still playing. And then sometimes you'll see a third person join the group with them.
yep.
And I'm just like, no. And the one other time I saw this, and this made me mad. It was in the finals of a tournament. One person was playing against the person that I wanted to win, and this person was winning. Again, I'm not saying names because I'm not calling anybody out there. That's not right. But you saw a rival of the person that was winning come in and start caddying the person that was in second place. That was for one reason only, to get in that other person's head.
Exactly.
You know that's what was happening.
Yeah, I've had that happen where in like certain tournaments or flex starts where I'll be actively chasing down the leader, and I'll be like second place, and then there'll be players who decide they want to come back and watch me play, but also, you know, commentate what I'm doing and talk to me the whole time. You know, I think, you know, there should be a level of, you know, sportsmanship there.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I wasn't bothering you while you were playing. You should allow me to play my sport. At the same time, if I can't handle someone talking around me, then maybe this is the wrong sport. But at the same time, we're also playing golf, man. Like, you gotta, you know.
I don't mind that person being outside the ropes. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But when you're now inside the ropes, now you're in the group with me now. Like this should be decided before the tournament starts. Kristen Tatar and her daughter, midway through the final round of a major.
Yep.
Her daughter is now all of a sudden said, "Oh, you can't be here." In a foreign country, now you're saying you can't be there right there beside your mom. And this kid was causing no trouble. She was quiet, just walking along beside her mom. Like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
And apparently it was decided before the tournament that it was okay for her to be there too.
I think just to play devil's advocate, I think there is definitely a liability issue there. But I don't know why there needs to be a difference between, I think she was like 9 and 13. That's not a huge age difference. There's obviously some maturity there, but I don't feel like as a child that's much of a difference, especially if it becomes a liability issue. You know, it's still a child. So,
Well, then they said, well, if she can't find someone to watch her daughter, she's going to be disqualified. She had someone watching her daughter.
Yep. So I think under the rules it says I think it says if there's a child under the age of 13, there has to be a supervising adult that is not a player on a card. So I understand it, but obviously if it was okayed prior to that, especially within her circumstances, like you said, where they're in a foreign country, this girl cannot speak English, or at least if she does, it's very little English, and only knows one other person that's there. The only person that she knew other than her mother was Kristen's manager, supposedly. So, there's only one person she can have any type of, emotional connection with, and you're surrounded by, hundreds of people watching your mother play. You're going to be, kind of in a bad situation, I think, if you don't have the people that you feel comfortable around, especially at that age.
I mean, and the only reason it even came to light is because a commentator sent a text message to one of her competitors.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can't do that.
Yeah, there's definitely some background backseat playing there. And that kind of comes down to the same thing you were talking about with people coming in and like talking to people after they've finished their their putt or whatever they do. It's pretty much the same thing. Like we should have this little bit of like a vacuum around each card where I mean, obviously we want people watching and enjoying the sport.
Yeah.
But within the actual play of the sport, we need to be having a little bit of a vacuum where people, you communicate with your card and you make decisions with your card.
Yeah, that's why I say if it's just you and your caddy, and then your three competitors and their caddy, I mean, I feel like you've got, and the galleries should not be right upon you anyway. They should have a little distance away from you anyway. So I feel like that would be fine. But when you start adding more people coming in and then start saying, "Oh, sorry, you can't be here." I remember Paul McBeth was at a tournament, and he didn't make the final cut. I think it's the only time he had made the cut in who knows how many years. And so he was walking along beside one of the groups, but he could not go inside the lines. I was like, "Wait, this is Paul McBeth."
Yeah,
he's got to be out in the gallery walking along. Why
exactly.
can't we get in there? But these other people are in there. I don't know. But I mean, like I say, just to end that for me, if they had set it up like golf, where you have your person, like you're playing, and you have your caddy, that's it.
Exactly.
In golf, though, you talk to your caddy, and your caddy really doesn't talk to anybody else. Unless like you're getting ready to throw and somebody's making noise or taking pictures or something, the caddy will talk to them, but the caddy will almost never talk to the other competitors.
Right.
So, but I don't know. Is there any rule changes like that you would think about?
Like things that I would want to be changed. I think,
or just flat out added or taken out, something.
Okay, well, how about we even add another situation there? How about things we should keep the way it is? That they're debating on changing. Dress code. Dress code is as relaxed as it could possibly be without people running around without shoes on and without shirts on. I think the dress code at the moment is very, very clean. I think it's a very structured way to do it. Where it's pretty much like you walk in a convenience store. Keep your shoes on, keep your shirt on, play your sport you enjoy playing, and I think it opens up in a completely different avenue of apparel. We don't have to. We can do all these different things, but when you start telling people, hey, you need to wear a collared shirt, you need to wear, it needs to be this many inches below your waist, it needs to be this tucked in, you got to wear this type of shoe, like that. It becomes the same issue that the UFC had, where one manufacturer comes in and buys all the apparel. Yep. And then nobody's making money anymore. There's people that make plenty of money off this apparel stuff, and sometimes like you got people like Calvin. You don't see Calvin wearing a collared shirt. You see Calvin wearing his nice little, perfect, whatever that fabric is. That feels great. That dry fit stuff. Like who doesn't want to play in something like that? And I think that needs to be something that needs to stay. obviously, again, I haven't been in the sport long enough to really have a structured opinion, but I think I'm here wearing a tank top during a podcast. You know what I mean? Like you're wearing a t-shirt with
Yeah, after this, we'll be talking about that.
Oh God. Sorry. I'll hide it.
I'm only joking, but I
But
totally agree with that. I mean, to me, as long as you're covering up, the side I always joked with my brother about. He just sold his convenience store. It says shirts and shoes. I was like, what about pants?
Yeah, right.
Everything says shirts and shoes. Like, you might want to put some pants on too.
Exactly.
But I mean, to me, as long as you're covered up, just let them go at it. Just let them play.
Now
He's like, what do you feel comfortable in that's covering up your body? Shorts is fine. The only one that I really see almost never wearing shorts is Paul McBeth. It seems like he's always wearing the collared shirt, tucked into his pants.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody else is just. It seems like most everybody's in shorts and everything. And I mean, like Matt Oram. I mean, imagine him having to wear like just a plain old shirt.
Exactly.
It's not going to work.
Or Joel Freeman. You know what I mean? They were talking about like really cutting down on like what's allowed color wise too, because the man runs in with freaking bananas and flamingos on his shirt every other week. Looking kind of fly, but at the same time, you can almost see what the PGA is saying, where it's like you're kind of taking from the sport and making it more of a spectacle. But is it not? Isn't that like, there's plenty of ways to make people love the sport, and I think giving people an avenue to express themselves not only with the way they throw and what they throw, but what they wear.
I mean, I guess the only thing that I would say, as long as they're not putting genitalia on their shirts or something.
Yeah, I mean that'll never happen again.
Yeah. I mean they would crack down on that so fast, and it's just like, like I say, other than that, you see people with like pizzas on their shirts, like, hey, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I play with shirts like this.
Yeah, I mean, I like tacos, dude.
There you go. Well, we all like tacos.
Yeah, dude. Let's be honest.
Now I'm hungry. Dang.
We had Subway today. Subway was great. Subway, let me know about that sponsorship for disc golf.
Yeah. Propel.
They're gonna add like 8.5-inch subs, just like to match the size of the disc.
There you go. This one is disc size.
Yeah. Just like right in between
that would be awesome.
The half foot and the foot long.
That'd be awesome. That they could have a special deal, a drink and a sub served on a disc.
Yeah, there you go.
Of course, that's gonna be like a $40 thing there, but
they'll use DX plastic, and they'll just it'll actually be cheaper just to give them an AVR with their meal.
Here, just take this. This thing's disgusting.
Hey, don't say that. I'm using Yeti Pro AVRs right now to putt with. Very stable.
So was Connor, wasn't he?
What?
Connor, wasn't that what he was using?
He was also using an AVR,
yeah. Gosh, those kids.
Yeah. Definitely not the future of our sport, but they're not doing bad.
They're not. You know what? I'm not gonna say they're not gonna be really good. Just the 2 rounds I played with them. But by the way, for those who don't know, we're talking about Zach. Was your nephews?
Nephews or brother-in-laws, whichever one they want to say. So.
Okay. But when I was hanging out with them, I will tell you what. There are times I get really mad when I'm playing, but watching them just have so much fun. They can hit 5 trees in a row and then throw one shot that may not be good, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
They're happy as can be. I'm like, you know what? It's a fun game.
Well, that was the worst part, is that like they were throwing really bad shots. And then they would throw like shots at, like, you were like, wow, I wish I could throw that shot.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, I mean, if we can get the consistency to that point, then they're going to be really good. So,
I mean, hole 18, you throw 2 shots way left, and then the second shot's way left, and third shot in from 130 feet. Like,
yep. yeah, that was a really cool ending to that. So
I was like, you know what? That's a great way to end it.
But
yeah. So we got anything else to talk about today? 'Cause I think we covered everything that I had.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daryl.
Tell me what.
I'm looking very forward to us doing some more content this year.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a very big influence, and hopefully you get some support for that. I see that you've grown within like 10 more subscribers in the past week.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Yeah, so I think obviously we got to get some more commentaries so I can steal all your content. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this time I'll make sure I put your name in it.
Yeah. That's all right.
But hey, 10 subscribers, that's pretty good.
Yep. Because I know we're this year, good Lord willing, we're gonna be out there hitting the courses. Hopefully getting a lot of recorded rounds in, doing more commentary stuff, more podcasting stuff. This year we're definitely going to try to make our presence known.
Exactly.
And
if y'all want to see Big Caddy Daryl out there, let him know, dude.
What you want to do is you throw it right there at that dang old tree, let it go to the boom.
Exactly. I need someone to tell me not to do things. That's the thing. So hey, I really want to throw this disc in from 140 feet, but if I miss, I'm going to go 100 feet down that hill. Let's not do that.
Do like your nephews do, and before any shot, they stare at you.
Yeah, it's just like looking for my approval.
Shot, just look at me, and I'll be doing this.
Yep.
Hey. Oh,
okay. It's a little sketchy sometimes watching them throw, but
it's fun. It's fun to see them out there. Granted, I don't have to be around them as soon as the round's over, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd already spent like 4 days with him, so I was already ready to see him stop throwing disc.
Get out!
Let's make him sit in the van. But
with the van down by the river.
Yeah, exactly. Just a tiny bit of child abuse. Obviously, child abuse is not a good thing, guys. Let's take a step back there. I love my kids.
I wish I could delete that part right now.
It's okay.
That's a no. We know that was a joke there.
Yes. Okay. Good. I'm glad we all know that. I'm gonna get yelled at. I'm gonna get yelled at after this, guys. Don't tell anybody.
That sounded like the beginning of a Sam Kinison joke coming up.
Who is that? I'm not old enough to know.
Oh my gosh! Sam Kinison stand up. Oh my god! You hurt my soul there, man.
Well, I'm not gonna watch him. Sit down, Eric. Welcome to the podcast, man. Thanks for hopping in here, bud.
Hello, Eric.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit. What's up, boys? There you go. I like how the thing that pops up on the side there. It's so sick. Yeah. Cool. We're just we were talking about some changes and some rules. We're talking about some player changes.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any topics you want us to talk about, Eric, let us know, man.
Yeah. And February starts the 2023 season. I know they have that all-star thing, but I don't think anybody pays any attention to that.
It was kind of cool. It was cool last year seeing because Eagle was one of those players that I was always kind of watching a little bit, and seeing him throw left-handed and just dogging people was like, okay, I need to go throw left-handed. And I go outside and I just can't throw left-handed.
Where do you think he got that from?
Oh, it's Daryl. There you go, Big Caddy Daryl, dude.
Caddy.
Oh my God, what you need to do there? But yeah. If any of y'all don't know, Eric Davis is he's the president of the Hova group that we participated in a singles league yesterday. Okay. So, it's cool to see him in there.
Eric, good to meet you.
Again.
Out that way Saturday. The Hova group. That's pretty awesome.
Eric, we need to convince him to come play at Elk Creek tomorrow. What you got?
Yep, Saturday.
Speaking of that, Eric, I shot 9 down today at Elk Creek, just so we're all aware.
I just don't even know how.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was the most gnarly thing that's ever happened to me. And then the worst part is that I bogeyed let me see which ones. I bogeyed 2 of the easiest holes. I bogeyed 10 and I bogeyed.
What about that uphill hole that I parred?
Was that the one with with the weird tree going across?
when you go off the tee, you go down across that little bridge, then up the steep hill.
Yeah, that one. So
Mhm.
I birdied that today. I threw a
Nice.
Valkyrie, and then just to the right of the basket, there's a small gap, and it just pushed through and barely skipped up and parked it. So
Now we have a turquoise waving.
hey, Nicole here with the toy curves. What Daryl said. That's kind of cool.
Turquoise.
Appreciate that.
I'm glad it actually does that because I'm colorblind, so I can
So it
read
tells
turquoise.
you
I can read that.
exactly.
and
Oh
yours
my
was
gosh.
pink, so I can read that.
Yeah, there you go.
I assume on the actual chat it shows up with a hand and like
I'm
that.
on the actual thing. It's only showing me hand pink waving and person turquoise waving. So,
So it actually just shows the words. Okay.
dude, Eric, I'm telling you, every time I have a good round, I'll go out and I'll have the worst round of my life. So I'm gonna try my best. Today I really focus on being smooth, and I'm gonna try to do that again. So that's
I was thinking about joining that group, but I'm just thinking being down here in Forest, that's a long ride for any of their events every week.
um yeah. I mean, to be fair though, when I'm gonna start doing some league matches in Lynchburg,
Mm-hmm.
and people will be using Hova tags too, Hova Peaks and Creeks and Bedford tags. So
Oh,
I'll still be doing some tag matches up here.
maybe
Obviously, it
I'll
won't
join
be.
all three and see if I can do the trifecta and
Ooh.
finish dead last in all three groups.
Well, the thing
It's a
about
goal.
Bedford is you have to actually participate in Bedford's events like once every month or so, I think. So
Well, I mean, I don't mind going down to Fallen Creek. I do want to go to Manita. I have not played there yet.
yeah,
Montville, I want to play that course at some point because
Montrose,
I
yeah.
did see they were Bedford was redoing the tees up there, so that could be pretty good if they get all those redone. I'll tell you what, Bedford they do a lot with the courses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what all they do with all the different courses up there.
We need to see Daryl play New London.
Hey, I shot a 66 over.
I was gonna say, wow, that's really good. What is that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's all in how you say the sentence.
Well, there you go. That's what we need to do. We need to do that. We had an idea, guys. You can let us know down in the in the chat. That we should do a video where we'll see if like distance matters, and I will throw drives for Daryl, and then he can play from there, and we'll see if distance is a real big factor or not, or if there you
Hold
go.
hold on. At that course, let's say, for example, hole two. How many shots are you throwing before I have to throw?
And probably at least, honestly, if we're playing longs,
Yeah,
it would have to be at least two. I think at least two.
'cause I'm thinking it might be three.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how perfect the shots are.
Like hole was it hole six, 1,270 some odd feet.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I've played longs there, I've gotten like a bogey and I've gotten like a 13. So
Eric, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We'll definitely be doing more. And I hope next time I'm at one of the events, I hope I can meet you as well. That'd be awesome.
you've met Eric.
Did I meet Eric? I don't
Yeah.
know. I met Lloyd. I
Eric
remember
was
Lloyd.
Eric was computer guy you paid, and then
Oh,
Lloyd.
that's who I paid. Okay, Eric. I
Yeah.
remember you. I'm sorry. I didn't know names.
But yeah, you'll see him. You'll see him this weekend when you play. Okay.
Again, if I want to hit more trees.
It's
Gosh,
just
that's
you can come to caddy and then you can be a
yeah.
hypocrite. Like God, I'll have like 5 caddies on Saturday.
I'll run down the course like, see this tree just over this way.
Yeah, just miss this one over here. Yeah,
At
Eric,
least I'll know where the holes are this time. So that's a big difference.
oh, 100%. And there's some, there's even some holes that are like pretty birdieable, I think, for you. Like the one I eagled today, hole 5. I think you have decent potential to like birdie that. Like lefty off the tee, righty up the. Okay, so hole 5 is that one after the. Wait, not hole 5, hole 4. Hole 4. Yeah, hole 4 is the one that it goes over the hill and then down and then back up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
The one that me and Jason did pretty well on.
Mm-hmm.
He was crushing that Undertaker that day. That was kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, he's gotten a lot longer on his throws. Good for him.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, we can do that thing, the distance thing with Jason, and then Jason started throwing. I'm like, what is going on? I don't remember that.
Now, my friend Todd, he's a pretty solid player. I think he's only entered one tournament, but that was early on.
Yeah.
But today, it's the first time he had played in, gosh, I'm sure it's been at least a few months at the minimum since he got married and everything last year. But he shot 5 under at Peaksview, which I know that's a short course, but he only took like 3 discs with him and a putter, so 4 discs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang man, he's really smooth with it. So, and he got an ace.
Yeah, I think we need to go to the Tiki course up here, and we're just gonna like spend the entire day until you get an ace, and then you'll feel better.
Well, it doesn't count. It's got to be on a real course.
That is a real course. It's all just it's still a real course. It really is. It's just every hole's under 150 feet.
Okay, now true story about his ace. He had honors, throws it in, goes in, boom, ace. Makes no big deal about it at all. Like it happens all the time.
Casual.
So then he's I think he said that's his 3rd career ace. So I'm just like, man, what am I going to do? And I get up and I throw, and it went right under the basket. And I almost ace because when we let it go, it's like, wait, we're going back to back.
Yeah, exactly. we were doing a Thursday night 19 under club at Peaksview. If you guys haven't been there, go check that out. And we were on hole 15 longs, and I throw at my crown, and I hit the chains and I spit out. I was like, okay, that was great. And the guy behind me goes, well, can't do any better than that. Let me show you how not to do it. Throws this proxy, aces it right behind me for $87, and I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
He was just so excited. I mean, I'm telling you, the man's not someone you would expect to run, and he ran. He ran, and the boy was out of breath, but he was enjoying it.
That's awesome. That is great. Well, one day it shall happen. So that's exciting.
Yep. I'm just glad I've seen 2 people ace now. I've seen Jason ace, and I saw oh god, why can't I remember his name?
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Sorry. Oh, James. Sorry, James. In case you ever watched this video. Sorry.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen Chris, and I've seen Todd ace, and then in one of the events, I don't know the gentleman's name that was in the group with us at Peaksview on hole 15. Yeah, on 15 on the shorts, little downhill. He aced that, and he just threw like he's just throwing a little putt. I'm like, come on.
Yep. That was actually my first ace ever. Was that hole, and it was my first time playing disco. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Like it went in the first time, and then I started looking up more stuff on disc golf and wanted to get better at it. I'm like, oh wait, aces are kind of rare, so that was cool. To be fair, that is the easiest hole in the course to ace. So
I think 3 is, but I don't know.
Three's perspective based. So like, if you don't have good perception of like distance, I feel like that hole, like you could accidentally ace 15. Just by throwing a bad shot. 3, you kind of still have to understand what you're doing, I think, a little bit.
I am throwing 15 left-handed now, so at some point I'm going to ace it left-handed. I mean, I've got that nice little, and it just slowly kind of fades back. Little Annie coming back to it. It's been real close.
There you go.
So, but anyway.
Wait, 15? I think. Do you mean 16?
No, 15.
15's a right-handed hole, isn't it?
No, I'm throwing a left-hand Annie.
Oh, okay.
Because it's got these 2 trees, and I aim it right at that tree and just kind of fades just a little off of it.
To be fair, that is the safer shot, because if you throw the backhand and you get any type of actual flare skip, you're just going all the way down the hill, and you're just not in a good spot.
Because what I have been doing is throwing right-handed way to the right, having it come way down. And if you like you say, if you miss, you're skipping and going.
Right.
So
yeah, I just jump at that hole now.
I can't jump with that hole.
Dude, I haven't played Pixiu since you and I played Pixiu with
It's a tough course.
with Chris and Jason. So
I've told people this. I was like, if you ever come to Lynchburg, you have to play Peaksview.
yeah,
It's kind of a, it's a pretty well known course in the disc golf community.
I mean, it's been there for what, like 40 years, I think. So
Yeah, I mean, because one of the things I thought about is me and Todd were talking about this. Look at the number of people that Paul Macbeth brought through here and played that course.
Yep.
I mean, Simon, Evelina, Hannah, the Montahano sisters.
Oh, wait a minute.
Haley played. I know Haley played Sandusky. I don't know if she played Peaksview or not.
Yeah.
Haley King. Well, Brody. And I mean, that's a lot of pretty much heavy hitters that have played that little course.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Well, if you count Hunter and Trevor, kind of. Maybe not like pro level.
I count Zach.
Yeah. Wait, me? Am I? Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna be good one day.
Zach and my other brother Zach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I count me as a professional disc golf YouTuber.
Yeah, there you go, dude. I mean, it's all about perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like if I carry my title on long enough, I'll get to where I'm going. Exactly. Professional disc golfer, YouTuber.
that'll do it for us.
That'll do, little pig. That'll do. Please tell me you've seen that movie.
Nope.
Charlotte's Web.
What's that?
You've never seen or read the book Charlotte's Web?
I'm pretty sure I had to read the book. I don't remember the book, but I definitely watched the movie.
Got to see Charlotte's Web.
I definitely watched the movie, but I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I had to read it, but I don't remember reading it. Mm-hmm. So
I had to read it, but
The only book I remember reading as a kid was The Giver. You ever seen that movie?
This one I don't know.
Go watch the movie. The movie's pretty much exactly like the book.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is your reading movie time.
Exactly.
But we're going to be in it shortly, I promise.
We're switching over to Simply Incredible podcast now.
Simply Incredible, broaden your horizons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Story time with Daryl.
One thing a lot, you're going to miss all this other stuff. So open up a little bit.
Exactly.
Man, I'm not that bright sometimes.
Yep.
All right. Anything else about disc golf tonight?
Not really. I think the last thing I'd like to say is that all you guys out there that are watching this video, we appreciate your time, and do some work this year playing some disc golf, and hopefully you come back when we do some more of these.
That's right. And check out Zach Inchain Disc Golf, link down below. Definitely support him. Again, like I say, we're going to be collaborate on a ton of stuff coming up this year, hopefully. Yeah. and having a good old time. Pushing each other to hopefully get better at both disc golf and our YouTube community and helping out in our local community, which I will say this, we have a really good local community.
Exactly.
So if you have a local communities out there, everybody go find them, because you'll find a lot of good people out there.
Yep.
But that's all we got. And you guys have an incredible day.
Peace.